concept of RIVERTREE Academy. We want to hold the values that RIVERTREE Academy holds for their children. They want to provide these qualities: love well, work well, learn well, and lead well. And this is exactly what we want to put in our design.
For our design, we wanted to base all the buildings off of the phasing of the project. So when we would move on to phases 2 and 3 from 1, we would just be adding buildings such as the dorm, extra dorms or extra housing for the teachers, so the construction process would go quicker and more efficiently. And you can see this is in my opinion, the most important building, the barn, with an outdoor area centralized on the front of the site. You can see, hosting wedding venues, parties, all sorts of events can take place. The school, and again with the central focus on the front of the building, where this grand entrance is, I applied this to a lot of the buildings that I designed, and making foyers and congregating areas for everybody to interact in and throughout the site. Also, another important aspect of the design was the chapel, and making a simplistic design with an all-white exterior I thought was important. Go ahead. And timber frame construction on the inside was important to me. The dorms were kind of a basic idea with 3 different sections of design, just living and then foyer down the middle, and then more living. And then on the first floor, you would just have areas where people can hang out, congregate, study, do whatever they want. And that's 3 stories, so it's just identical to the second floor, so I just left that off. Right. And then teacher housing, again, making a central point on a central focus on the house, a place where people can meet, hang out. And I wanted to stray away from the traditional residential housing, so I went with kind of an arbitrary design, like staying away from the residential, the cookie cutter type of style of house. So, and it all focused around that central courtyard.
Well, as far as construction goes, for the first phase, we are spending around $12 million. We're going to use construction management at risk as a project delivery, where construction managers would be under owner, as well as the architect would be under the owner, and construction manager would come in the starting of the project, and they can relate to each. They can discuss what problems the architects are having, and they can very easily try to plan the pre-construction activities and detect clashes and differences in the prior stage, so that when the construction happens, there is no miscommunication between both of them. Well, mostly the materials are the slab on grade, on which timber frame would be installed with gypsum panels, and for the roofing we would have asphalt shingles. The first project would start. The first phase of the project would start somewhere. If we start around April 2015, it would go for 450 days, and the later phases would be second and third phase, which would be covered in the presentation. Next.
The following production is a collaborative effort of Team 11 for the Integrated Studio project at Texas A&M, with Ben Hobbs as the project architect, Lakshya Agarwal and Saurabh Gupta as construction managers, and Jacob Rice as the land developer for the RIVERTREE Academy project, which is located at Timberview Golf Club at Fort Worth, Texas. Spread over 116 acres with existing roads allow easy and profitable site logistics for the construction execution. The existing structures on the north would serve as a material laydown area. By restricting the construction area to the central part of the site, close to the laydown area, easy circulation, speedy construction, and safety from the flood zones can be achieved. The west end would serve as orchards, and the east flood zone would serve as plantation area. The first phase of construction would start with the barn, followed by dorm, and finally school. The proximity is away from the material laydown area to ensure safety and security of kids, and school can be operational. Finally, residences and chapel would be built nearer to the material laydown area. To keep the construction costs low, wood construction would be used over slab and grade foundation for all the buildings. The construction sequence of the barn starts with laying slab and grade foundation, followed by timber frame for external double height walls. Meanwhile, to fast track the project, several other activities would also start simultaneously, such as curtain wall millions. Once the interior frames are installed with gypsum panels, second floor slab would be constructed and flooring with interior fit-outs would follow on the first floor. In the construction sequence, red represents the slab and roof, blue represents timber frame and curtain wall panels, whereas yellow represents gypsum board installation. While timber frames are constructed on the second floor, flooring, curtain wall panels and doors would be installed on the first floor. After the gypsum boards are placed on the second floor, rafter beams for roofs would be installed, followed by roof frame and asphalt shingles would be placed. The same construction methods, materials and sequence would be replicated on the other buildings of the project. Navis Works provides support in detecting the clashes among the different building components in the initial Revit model. Thank you for watching the draft video presentation by Team 11.
Okay, so for the delivery of the financial side of the construction and the total development cost, it's about $20 million.
Let's exit out of the
And put in average contingency of 5%, which is $595,000. For activation, we'll be marketing and promoting through normal marketing techniques such as billboards throughout the DFW area, through social media such as Facebook and Twitter. We'll also be holding banquets in the Red Barn for potential donors, the community, and government officials, through public relations and newspaper ads as well, and we'd also use it to advise them to donate for as a tax write-off incentive. For the whole total facilities management is going to be about $3.5 million annually. For sewage and solid disposal, I just did a flat rate of $3,000 a month. For social cultural value, there's not much social cultural value present, but after the phase one, the buildings will be ADA compliant. There will be fire escapes in every building, and during construction, obviously, if there's kids there, we want temporary fencing so they don't obviously get hurt. And there will be security systems in place since there are none right now. Public access, will create a road from the north end of E9 Avenue to the existing. That way public access from is available. Health, will create a healthier active lifestyle by implementing this design so that children can have outdoor activities and health education. Natural lighting, these designs have brilliant natural lighting and have low use energy for lighting. The economic value, the site was listed at $2.39 million. Property value will increase after the construction of phase one. If this property is rezoned to a school and will be ag use, should be no tax. The revenues generated, estimated, will be $1.2 million from the bond provided by RIVERTREE Academy. Construction value will be about $12 million, as Rob and Lakshay described. The jobs created after this project, or during this project, will have multiple positions available for staff and faculty. The environmental value. The percentage of green space before this phase will be 94% about, and after we implement the design and putting in the roads, it will be around 85%
10 minutes.
With our landscape, we'll have low water use plants. Our carbon footprint for the site, it'll be increased slightly, but there'll still be enough green space to where it shouldn't hold too much carbon footprint on the site. Heat island effect, it will be affected by the asphalt, 3,000 linear feet of it. Stormwater management, we obviously want the water to drain towards the floodplain, and we'll implement some type of drip irrigation for landscape. Sensory value. Our design will be a rustic modern style, and we'll have better and safe lighting out there for the children and faculty and staff. From the smell, the local landfill does not spread the odor towards the site, which is great. Don't want to smell a landfill. Low water usage plants will be implemented into the construction and landscaping. For the touch, we will have asphalt roads, smooth wood, and glass buildings, and children will love the buildings and the new landscaping there. Sound and peace of calming in the country and cattle and water. For the taste, we'll obviously have eggs from the chicken coops that the children will be able to pick out. Cafeteria food, which will be really good cafeteria food, and water from the wells will be implemented in the design. Total acreage of the site, 120, about half of it, the floodplain controls. Currently, there's 50 feet of the site and the ETJ of Fort Worth, and should be no problem rezoning this. And the site has contamination, but it's very minimal. For the labor, obviously you're going to hire an architect, attorney, civil engineer, and some of these consultants. For the capital needed to raise for this project, you'll need you'll need $20 million to construct this, and then you'll need for the facilities